Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the Zeelicious cooking series, and this is still the Nigerian local soup series edition, and I'm about to show you as usual how to make one mouth-watering Nigerian local soup. You're definitely going to love it. Okay, so today I'm going to show you how to make Edikaikong soup. I hope I pronounced that right. Now, this soup originates from the southeastern part of Nigeria and it is popularly consumed by the people of Akwa-Ibom State and Cross River State. So let me introduce you to the ingredients. For this recipe, you'd need 4 cups of shredded pumpkin leaves, also known as ugu leaves, 6 cups of shredded water leaves, 5 pieces of yellow scotch bonnet peppers, 10 pieces of goat meat, 7 pieces of tripe, also known as shaki, 10 pieces of pomo, also known as cow skin, 1 cup of shredded stockfish, 1 cup of shredded smoked fish, 3 seasoning cubes, 1 tablespoon of crayfish, half a tablespoon of ground pepper, 3 cooking spoons of palm oil, half a cup of meat stock, and some salt to taste. Okay, like every other soup and every other recipe that I make, this Edikaikong soup is a pretty simple recipe, and I tell you, it's one that's it's like mind-blowing easy, but there's some rules and regs to follow, and I'm going to tell you that in a bit. First of all, I have placed a really large pot on medium heat and it's already heating up. In here, I'm going to add 2 cooking spoons of palm oil. Now, for Edikaikong, you do not need so much palm oil, unlike when you're making eforiro. Now, Edikaikong and eforiro fall in the same class of soups because they require loads and loads of vegetables, but for this one you do not require so much palm oil to make it. So while that is heating up, I'll just come over here and chop up some scotch bonnet pepper. Now, another thing that distinguishes eforiro from Edikaikong, or rather from Edikaikong from eforiro, is the fact that you do not use tatashe or tomatoes and all of that. You don't blend all of that mixture and you don't fry it. No, this one just goes straight to the point. So I'm just using some yellow scotch bonnet pepper just to add a little bit of a kick to the soup. Chopping it all nicely. You can add as much as you want or as little as you require. It's totally up to you. I think this is okay for me. Okay, so I'm just going to add everything right into the pot where I have the palm oil. It's sizzled just a bit, but that's fine. And I've set my heat to low heat. I'm going to stir that around. Then afterwards, I'm just going to add just a little bit of crayfish and stir it around again. Now, this is the base of this soup, and this part is loaded with intense flavor. Imagine frying up some peppers and some crayfish and some palm oil. Oh Lord, that's just the perfect combination. So I'm just going to give this a good stir, and I can already perceive the aroma. It's just so fantastic. Now, this soup does not require any onions. Please do not ever use onions to make your Edikaikong. It's a no-no. Okay? Okay. So I think this is okay for me. Next up, I'm just going to bring in all of my cooked meat. Here I have some goat meat, I have some shaki, I have, like the usual, the shaki is also known as tripe, I have some pomo, also known as cow skin, and I have some beef. Those are my usuals. If you have been watching the channel for so long, you know that these are my absolute favorite proteins to deal with. But you can also make this soup with fish if you prefer, but this is my favorite, and I'm going to throw it all in. And of course, I'm using some stockfish as well. There is no Nigerian local soup that is cooked without stockfish, so you have to take really good note of that. And of course, I'm also going to add some smoked fish. And this is just dry fish, and I've washed them thoroughly to rid them of excess dirt. And I'm talking about the smoked fish and the stockfish. Then I'll just give this a stir to totally combine. Now the pot looks dry and you're wondering, Winifred, where's the liquid? What am I going to use? What am I going to use to cook this soup? Where's the liquid? Like, I really don't understand what's going on right here. But not to worry, not to worry. It's already starting to look good just as is. I I already like how it looks. It feels like I'm toasting the meat and the smoked fish and stockfish in some palm oil. So, okay, now this is where it gets really good. It's time to introduce I've reduced my heat to really low. I'm going to come over here and chop up some water leaf. Now this is where the liquid is going to come out from. The whole liquid, the entire liquid we need to cook this dish is going to come out from this water leaf. Usually I cut my water leaf before I start to cook this dish, but for the sake of you guys, and I just want to show you guys how it's cut, I decided not to cut it. So it's basically really simple. You use the proportion of water leaf. Okay, I'm using two kinds of vegetables for this soup. I'm using water leaf and I'm using pumpkin leaves. Now pumpkin leaves is also popularly known as ugu leaves. Now the proportion of water leaf to ugu leaf is 2 parts water leaf and 1 part pumpkin leaves. That's 2 parts water leaf and 1 part ugu leaves. Remember that your water leaves should always be more than the pumpkin leaves or the ugu leaves, okay? Now my ugu leaves have already been shredded. It's actually just the same process. I'm just going to come over here and then notice I left some of the stem of the water leaf right there. It's also part of the soup, so take really good note of that. This is still simmering away. I'm just going to quickly just give this a good shred. I really don't like to shred this into very tiny bits because I want to retain its crunchiness, and I also want to see like big bits of it in my soup. So this is the first batch done. I'm just going to set it aside and continue till I've exhausted all of my water leaf. Okay, so I'm done chopping my water leaf, and this is the quantity I'm using for this particular recipe, and I'm just going to transfer all of this shredded water leaves into my pot. Now this is where the liquid is going to come out from, just like the name water leaf. This leaf contains so much water in it, so it's going to when it comes in contact with the heat, it releases its moisture, and its moisture turns into liquid, and that's the only liquid required to cook this soup. Okay, so everything's just going to go right in. So it's just gonna go in like that, and looking so green and so fresh and so beautiful. So I'm just going to give this a really good stir just to combine. Remember that my heat is still set to low, medium low. Remember that when you're cooking this soup, okay? Can't you see that it's starting to look really good? I'm gonna stir it all together. Don't worry, the liquid is gonna come out really soon, and then the water leaf will wilt, so it'll become really shriveled. Okay, so all I'm going to do right now is just cover this pot with the lid and just allow it to do its magic for about 5 to 7 minutes. By the time we come back, we'll realize that the liquid content has come out into the pot, and I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, so guys, let's check. Oh Lord, let's check on this. You can see that the water leaf is completely wilted, and you can see the water just boiling right there. Can you see that? That's all the water that came out of the water leaf, and it looks like the water leaf is so small. Imagine that big huge water leaf we added here, and look at how small it now looks inside the pot. That's what you get when you use leaves. Next up, I'm not going to throw in some seasoning cubes just to give this some more taste, and I'm also going to add some pepper. Now this is one of the simplest and the fastest soups to make. Contrary to popular belief, a lot of people think, oh, just because of the name Edikaikong, it just feels so hard to make. I think this is one of the easiest soups to make, I tell you. And then finally, I'm just going to add some salt, just for taste, just a little bit, and I'll give this another stir to combine. I think I have more meat and fish than vegetables. But that's okay. Okay, so it's time to bring in the pumpkin leaves, also known as the ugu leaves. Now, one mistake a lot of people make when cooking this dish is that they add the 2 leaves, that's the water leaf and the ugu leaves, at the same time. That's a mistake. You're supposed to add the water leaves first so that it releases all of its juices before you throw in the pumpkin leaves, okay? So in goes the pumpkin leaves as well. I think I'm going to do this at once because my pot is really large. whenever I'm cooking with vegetables, I always ensure that I use really large pots, just so that it will be easier to stir the vegetables around in the sauce or whatever it is I'm cooking it in. So I'm just going to give this one final stir. You see how easy it was to make this soup? Speedy, and that's what I'm about. And okay, so I'm just going to leave this to simmer for another minute or so, and then our soup is as good as done. So let's just leave that while I clear up my countertop. Okay guys, so I just turned off the heat from the pot, and this is the final product. Now, you shouldn't have so much liquid in your pot. If you actually have so much liquid in your pot, it must mean that you added some stock or some extra liquid into your pot. Now, the only liquid that must be in your pot is the moisture that came out of the water leaves. Okay? No other liquid must go in. Now you know the difference between a foriro and Edikaikong, because a lot of people actually just mix the two up together, and that's so wrong. So, and you can actually add some seafood into this. You can add some prawns, you can add some shrimps, you can use fish, whatever your taste buds like, just go wild, okay? So I'm just gonna give this a taste. You can see that my soup is not watery, but it is just moist and it's just right. And that's exactly how you want it. As usual. And I like that the vegetables are still really green and looking so lush and looking so beautiful and about to go into my mouth. Of course, you're not expecting me to say that the soup doesn't taste good. It tastes great. Perfection. You should go try this for your family and friends. They will totally love it. And if you're ever going to recreate it, please send me your pictures on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. I'm there as Zeelicious Foods because I always like to see your creations. And the soup is so sweet. Okay, wait, let me come back. And if you haven't subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? Hurry now and hit that subscribe button down below and join this family so that you can get instant notification whenever I upload a new video. I'll see you all again next time with another beautiful recipe. Ah, the smell of this soup. Okay, let me cover the pot so that I can concentrate. Until then, be really kind to one another and spread only love and not hate, okay? Take care.